There is a world hidden just beneath our own, a place of whispers and secrets, of new names and forgotten pasts. It exists in the quiet suburbs, on sun-drenched cul-de-sacs, and in bustling city centers where no one knows their neighbor's real story. This is the world created by the United States Federal Witness Protection Program, or WITSEC as it's known. It's a place designed to make people disappear, to erase them completely from the lives they once knew. And why? To keep them safe from the very people they helped put behind bars. It sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood script, doesn't it? But this is no movie, this is real life, with real consequences. The idea is simple yet profound. Take a person who holds the key to unlocking a criminal empire, a person whose life is now in mortal danger, and give them a new one, a clean slate, a chance to start over, far from the reach of those who would silence them forever. They are picked up in the dead of night, spirited away by U.S. Marshals, leaving behind everything and everyone they have ever known. Family, friends, homes, even their own names, all sacrificed in the name of justice. Or at least that's the theory. A necessary tool, the government says, to dismantle the most dangerous criminal organizations from the inside out. But what if the person being protected is just as dangerous as the one they're testifying against? What if the key to locking up one monster is held by another? This is where the story takes a dark turn. The program wasn't just built for the innocent bystander who saw something they shouldn't have. No, its most powerful clients are often cut from the very same cloth as the criminals they condemn. They are insiders. They are mobsters, drug kingpins, and cold-blooded killers. Men who have built their lives on a foundation of violence and fear, now asking for protection from the very system they once defied. And so, the shadows deepen. The line between hero and villain begins to blur, until it's almost impossible to see. We are left with a troubling question, one that echoes through the quiet new lives of these protected witnesses. When you make a deal with the devil to catch a demon, who really wins? The public? The scales of justice? Or is it the devil himself, now given a government-sanctioned second chance? A chance to walk among us, his past a secret kept by the very people sworn to protect us. It's a paradox, a chilling one that sits at the very heart of this hidden world. It was a deal born of desperation, a necessary evil, some would call it. The government needed a way to break the code of silence, the infamous of the mafia and other tight-knit criminal syndicates. These organizations were like fortresses, impenetrable from the outside. The only way in was to convince someone on the inside to open the door, to talk. But talking was a death sentence. Anyone who dared to testify against their former associates would be hunted down, their life forfeit. So the government needed to offer something more valuable than silence. They needed to offer a future. And so the Witness Protection Program was officially born in 1970, a formal structure for a practice that had existed in less official ways before. The proposition was audacious. Testify against your dangerous former partners, give us the evidence we need to convict them, and we will give you a new life. We will make you a ghost. Your old identity will cease to exist. You will receive a new name, a new social security number, a new place to live, far from the vengeful eyes of the people you betrayed. It was a powerful incentive, a lifeline for those drowning in a world of crime with no way out. The program's architects argued it was a pragmatic choice, a strategic tool in the war on organized crime. How else could you bring down a figure like John Gotti, the Teflon Don, who seemed untouchable? You needed an insider, someone who sat at the table with him, who heard the orders, who knew where the bodies were buried, literally. The testimony of one high-ranking mobster could dismantle an entire crime family, taking dozens of dangerous criminals off the streets. From that perspective, protecting one killer to imprison 20 others seemed like a grim but justifiable calculation, a kind of battlefield triage for the justice system, but every deal has a price. And this one was steep. The bargain required law enforcement to hold its nose and embrace men they had spent years, even decades, trying to lock up. It meant looking past their bloody histories, their trail of victims, and seeing them not as perpetrators, but as assets. It was a Faustian pact made in the halls of justice. In exchange for invaluable testimony, the government would wash the blood from the hands of murderers and thieves, give them a fresh start, and ask the American public to trust that it was all for the greater good. A devil's bargain indeed. Who exactly were these people deemed worthy of a second chance? You might imagine a frightened bookkeeper or a reluctant getaway driver, someone caught on the periphery of a criminal world they never truly wanted, and sometimes, that was the case. But more often than not, the witnesses who could deliver the most devastating blows to criminal empires were not on the periphery at all. They were at the very center of the storm. They were the enforcers, the capos, the drug lords. They were, in no uncertain terms, murderers and sociopaths, men with a profound capacity for violence. Think about the kind of person who can rise through the ranks of a brutal organization like the mafia or a ruthless drug cartel. It requires a certain kind of character, a specific set of skills. It demands loyalty, but also a readiness to betray. It demands a willingness to intimidate, to brutalize, and when necessary, to kill without remorse. These are not qualities found in the average citizen. They are the hallmarks of a predator, and these were precisely the individuals the government sought out, the very people WITSEC was designed to protect. The program became a sanctuary not for the sheep, but for the wolves willing to turn on their own pack. The list of crimes committed by those who have entered the program is a chilling catalog of human darkness. They have confessed to contract killings, to drive-by shootings, to torture, to dismemberment. They have run vast drug networks that poisoned entire communities. They have extorted, robbed, and terrorized for profit and for power. And after admitting to these horrific acts, after laying out their sins for federal prosecutors, they were not led to a lifelong prison cell. Instead, they were given a key. A key to a new apartment, a new car, and a new life, all courtesy of the American taxpayer. This created a strange and unsettling reality. The government, in its quest for justice, found itself in the business of protecting killers. It had to ensure that men who had taken lives were kept safe from harm. U.S. Marshals, sworn to uphold the law and protect the innocent, were now assigned as guardians to the guilty. They had to stand between a murderer and the revenge he had earned. The moral landscape became a murky swamp where the lines were not just blurred, but seemingly erased. The company a nation keeps says a lot about it, and in this case, the nation was keeping company with killers.